Speech off.
Alright, hello everyone, it's Peyton here. First of all, you won't be seeing any camera angles because I am just using my phone to record this, so you're probably seeing the ceiling or my bed. Let's actually do this. I'm gonna put you guys on my Mac because if I put the phone on the bed, I think if I rock a little, it will kind of make the video not sound too good. So, yeah. Alright, everybody, I'm here to talk to you guys about 15 dreams I had recently. And, most of these are short ones, so we'll get started here. During this one nap, I had 4 dreams, and here they are. So, these might be out of order, I'm not sure. And, sorry about that, hold on. I got a little bit of a cold, and as soon as I started this, my nose, right now, my nose started to, just decided to droop a little. Okay, so the first one was, I was walking into a Texas prison, and I was worried because Texas prisons don't have AC. And I was walking in there, I was worried, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. And I don't know if I was walking on the death row block, like, to serve a death sentence, or if, like, the death row block was right next door. But I walk in this block, and I think there's, like, some talk of, like, happenings in the block, and then I wake up or go to the next stream. This next stream, I'm on a boat. It could have been a big or small boat, I'm not sure. And the boat's, starting to tilt at an angle, and I'm thinking of this code that's called R42, and it's like a code you send out in distress. In this dream, it's not a real thing, I don't think. So yeah, there's that. And then this next one, we had all the family members over, and it was like everyone, all the people on my mom's side, all the people on my dad's side. It was all just one big like hangout. Now I believe this last one I had right before the Texas prison dream. This one was, I was like in a lucid dream. I stabilized. I felt a little blah, and then I stabilized and I felt okay. Then I started to talk and started to try and control things, and I remember I was trying to say the word Berg, and instead of that I said Borg or something like that. So I couldn't control anything. I was worried I was going to wake people up, or I was worried I was up and I was waking people up. The layout of my house was different. There was more of like a glass floor with like windows with well lit windows on either side of me. And I was walking through this long hall. And so there's those 4 dreams. Now we'll move into these next 2. So this was after my dad and I had ran a long day of errands, and I was taking another nap while he went to the mall. So he went to the mall with the girls. There is a date on this. I don't know when it was. It's in my dream, or not my dream journal. It's in my journal. I could look at it. I think it was April 17th, actually. That sounds like that's correct. So the first dream was, I was in this Chinese prison house, and there was this tour guide. Well, actually, backtrack. The dream started off with me outside the house, and I was enjoying the weather. It was nice and peaceful. Nice, cool weather, probably 70, 75 degrees max. Maybe even 67, 65. And I go inside the house, and there's this tour guide talking to me, and he goes, he takes me into these 2 different rooms, and in the first one he's like, this room has all the flies in it, and we didn't actually go in the room. It was like we were like walking by the rooms, and I could hear the sounds of the flies. And then another room he showed me, there were rats, and I'm like, ugh. You might have shown me some with cockroaches, but I'm not sure. So there was that one. The next one, it started off with me in the house with my mom, but she was like telepathic, or her voice was like really faint. And she was talking to me about the Apple products that use satellites, um, so you can use satellites to talk to people. And then she kicked me out for some unknown reason. And then you guys ever watch some like shows? They'll show you something, right? And then they'll be like 10 years later, or whatever. And like the show picks up again, right? Well, this is kind of like one of them dreams. And so it picked back up, and I'm with my dad. My dad and I met up. I was like, Dad, I'm so excited to see you. What's up? And in this dream, he was out doing uh, like a long commutes work or whatever. Like them jobs where like you're not at home every day. You're kind of outside the house doing your own thing every day for like 5 days, and then you go back to the house, like the freaking oil rig people. So it's kind of like that. And so him and I were living out of this car, and I kind of felt like the dream was like taking like 10 years, but not actually. I was like, why is everything going so slow? Why do we have to live in this car? And it was all in my mind. Then eventually we went home, and we went inside. My mom's like, why is Peyton here? And my dad's like, well, he was working at the Wisconsin branch of my company, so they sent him down here. And she's like, oh. And then the dream ended. So there we go. We're already 7 dreams down, but we still got 8 more to go. A lot of stuff to remember, that's for damn sure. Okay, just making sure I've got everything memorized. I'm trying to go in chronological order of how I remember dreams, because even though, like, I don't remember dates for all these, except for those last 2, well, pretty sure it was April 17th. I'm 99.9% sure. Wouldn't bet anything on it, though. Just making sure. Okay, so this one might have been earlier than all those dreams I shared, but whatever. It's no biggie. No biggie, no biggie. So this one was a longer dream. It's probably around 5 minutes. These other ones are really short from what I remember, most of them. Anyway. This one felt like it was like 5 to 10 minutes in real life. So I enter my Aunt Shanae's house, and my mom sends a telepathic message, or my dream awareness system, or DAS. I've talked about this in other videos. I'm given a message. Hey, there's rats in this house. Your Aunt Shanae has rats in this house. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I don't know. I think I'm either like, yeah, whatever, it's not real, or like, you're just kidding, or whatever, or like, I don't really care. And then I started walking around for a bit. Then I felt a rat, or I kind of had a sense there was a rat there. You ever have like a sense in your dreams that something's there? And it kind of felt like this armadillo figurine that I had. Yes, I know, I just said armadillo instead of armadillo. And so I squashed it with my foot, this rat, or I stabbed it with a knife. I do know what rats feel like, kind of. Thanks to my dog Winter for bringing in a rat once. So yeah, I'm walking around for, a while, 3 or so minutes, squashing rats, periodically squashing rats with my foot or knife, or, just like sometimes I feel rats, sometimes I sense them, and I freak out every time. And somewhere in the stream, I feel this container. It's a cylindrical container, and there's like a little bit of cheese on top, like, the shredded cheese. on top, and yeah, and I don't know if this happened, but I think I might have went down to the basement and killed some more rats there, and yeah, that was the whole dream. So the rest of these we should be able to speed through quite easily. Yeah. Okay, so Alright. Alright, just making sure. Okay, so this next one, I was outside of Mount Olympus with my dad, and we were talking telepathically about the 5 rides that the park had there. I was worried about going on the roller coaster Zeus because of how rough it is. Then my dad suggested we go on Hades 360, a ride that's really not that much smoother than Zeus from what I remember in real life, but anyway, I digress. And I felt like this thing in my hand, it was like a lap bar, but like, it was like nowhere near a ride. And then I'm teleported in this house, and it was like the gods from Mount Olympus were all there. There was a Hades, Zeus, or I think it was just Zeus. I'm not sure. But it felt like there were multiple people there. And I'm under this blanket, or I feel this blanket, and this Zeus guy in the dream, he goes under there. Then the dream cuts to all of us with this homeless guy, and Zeus is like, hey, do you want this one thing? I forgot what it was, and he's like, yay, and he's all excited, and then I woke up. So another short dream. I was walking out of my room, and I was walking past my sister Addison's room, which her room is on the other side of the house. And a dream character in her voice says, yeah, Addison sucks. And I'm like, what? That's so weird. But it was Addison's voice, but this dream character was not Addison. It was a weird ass dream. For the record, my sister Addison does not suck. So I don't know why I had that dream. That was an odd one. But yeah, and also these might not be all my recent dreams. Might be forgetting a couple in there. Okay, so these three dreams I had. Yes, I might be switching up the order now. Oh well. I had these 3 dreams the day I came back from Gatorland. I was so tired after I visited Gatorland. By the way, if you guys haven't watched that, make sure to watch that, please. It's a really good video. It's at 220 views last time I looked. So these were the 3 dreams I had during the time I slept, which was from 3, or, no, it was probably from 5 to 4. So 5 p.m. to 4 a.m. So I slept 11 hours and had 3 dreams. I'm pretty sure I had 4. I'm pretty sure I had 4 dreams during this time. But for the life of me, I can't remember this 4th dream. And yeah, I don't know, it's really odd. Also, I remembered a bonus dream I'm going to share at the end of this. Okay, so the first one was my mom was arguing with me, my sister Addison, or someone else in the house. And this was just like a 3-minute dream of me walking around periodically, sitting on my bed and just listening to my mom yap about, or yap at someone in my dream. It was a really weird one. Next one, dream 2. I was with a family member, and this dream was all telepathic communication from what I remember. And him and I know it was a guy. Him and I were we were discussing something, and I asked him this question, or he asked me this question. He's like, what was that amusement park again that had those really cool, crazy rides or roller coasters? And for about 3 to 5 minutes of that dream, him and I were like, oh, is it this? No, is it that? You know, it's kind of like if someone asks a question, and you know the answer, but it's on the tip of your tongue, but you really don't know it. And we were like, is it adventure at the letter capital C, ? No. Oh, it was Adventure at Help or Whelp something. It was a really weird dream. This last one for this night, my mom wanted me to give her a hug, so I did. And shortly after, I started shaking, and I felt lightheaded, and I fell back, or I fell to the ground, and I landed on my back, and I kind of felt like lightheaded, and like some other weird feeling. And my mom's like, "Oh no, we gotta go to the hospital." Or I said, "Oh," or I was like, "Oh, we gotta go to the hospital." And we went to the hospital, and I'm like worried even more now that I'm at the hospital. And yeah, it's really weird. Then this doctor comes in. He tries to get me to use these electro pads, the shock pads. And it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to use these now whenever your heart rate gets high. And I'm like, no, please, don't make me use these. These are the ones that hurt. These are the electro pads that they use for cardio patients. I'm not a cardio patient. Just give me the 2 medications I've been taking throughout my life, which I'm not on now, but yeah. And he's like, no, you gotta try this. And these pads felt like my Leopard Gecko Stapleton's heating pad. And eventually he relents and he gives me 2 bottles. I take 1 pill from each one, I think, and I swallow it, and I feel all better. We're in the final 3 now. These dreams I had recently, a couple nights ago, and might have been last night, not sure. And the first one was I was with the head people at Gatorland, like the main people that like do their YouTube channel, like the media production people, but are also like the head trainers there. And I was sitting near a pool, and I had a bunch of crocodiles in the water near me. They were like saltwater crocodiles, and I fed them. And then I wanted to go find Lyle, the Nile crocodile that this place actually has in real life there. And so I found him, and I think I threw him a piece of something. And then this lady, she's talking to me telepathically. And then in this dream, they had a water park, which in real life they don't. And so we go past this water park, and then I'm like, I come across a zip line, and I climb the stairs, and it's like 5 steps, and I lay flat on my stomach, and I'm like in this face down position, and I'm like strapped into this like little contraption. It's basically like me putting my belly in something and me holding on to the sides of this thing. And there's like a 3-mile-per-hour like glide down this little cable. And then I come to the end, and I didn't know how to get down, so the dream just kind of ended. This next one was another lucid dream, I think. So I entered it. I kind of felt like blah again. I spun in a circle, and I tried to get into this hangar, and I tried and tried and tried. Just wasn't getting anywhere. I tried pulling on things, and I believe I entered this via sleep paralysis, by the way. I'll talk about that after this dream. I got in this hangar, I got in the airplane, and then I walked to the front of it. I, tried to get things going with this popular YouTuber on the plane, tried to get the plane going, and then by the time I got, things going, I woke up. So the sleep paralysis, I entered it, I felt like the bed was moving a bit, and I tried to move my leg to see if anything felt weird, and it didn't. I didn't think much about entering a lucid dream, but I did. Alright, so this last dream. I had an alligator, or a Nile crocodile to be more specific, and I think I had a zoo in this dream, like a full-blown zoo, which is my life dream, but that's a big dream there. And I had to give this crocodile a pill. So I opened the cage, I threw the pill in there, I closed it, and I heard the growl of this Nile crocodile. And We just stood there, me and this group of other people. And then I was near a river and I was trying to I was trying to catch a wild alligator, American alligator, and then I woke up. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, so you guys remember when I did that massive video about all my recent dreams? Well, I said there was one dream I might have forgotten from that night. I had an 11-hour sleep after I got back from Gatorland, and the dream was that I had my phone and it was all shattered for some reason. It didn't even feel like pieces to a normal iPhone, it just felt like shattered glass. And it was like in a perfect state. Like what I mean by that is like all the glass shards were held together and stuff. It was a really weird and short dream. Thank you for watching.